Hello everyone. It's been a while, hasn't it? Yeah, I know I didn't post videos for a bit of a time. So as you can see, and as you can see in the title too, we are making a Pillar Chase 2 Monsters tier list. So, I'm gonna remove the mask because it is released. It has been out for a long time. We're going to class the monsters by my experience in the game, my opinions, my experience as a survivor against them, and my experience as these monsters. Okay, so let's begin with Rosemary. With Vapor, Rosemary is one of the free monsters that you obtain when joining the game for the first time. There's nothing too incredible about Rosemary. Give me one moment. I'm gonna go on the wiki page to get the stats. Okay, monsters, Rosemary. Okay, so Rosemary has 26 sprint speed, so rather average, 50 stamina, and 30 damage. I hope I'm pronouncing it well. Um, she can rather keep up with survivors, but she doesn't have that much stamina. Uh, she has different abilities like Demonic Shriek. When pressing one, Rosemary will scream, causing nearby players to be highlighted. As well as this, nearby players will also have their vision temporarily blurred and their stamina will drain for 5 seconds. During these 5 seconds, some of Rosemary's stamina will rapidly refill. So this could be quite convenient for chases. It's the blur vision doesn't really affect you if you know the map well or if you have a flashlight. When pressing 2, Rosemary will use echolocation to highlight any player's location for a long duration. Rosemary can move and attack freely while this ability is in effect. So this is pretty useful to see where the other survivors are. Now to move on to my experience with by surviving Rosemary. It can be quite easy to survive Rosemary, but it happened that sometimes I died to her because, well, I didn't have any stamina left. So I guess it's a 50-50 in the chances I have. It's either you die or you survive because you're lucky. In general, it's just because the monster is targeting someone, like me for an instance, so I can't shake it off my ass. Well, get it off my ass. So she's always glued to me until I die. Uh, I'll say put Rosemary in a B. She's or maybe A. Yeah, I'll put her in A. I'll say she's fine. What? In B. All right. She's fine. Not too bad. Not too good. She's just neutral. All right. Next, we're moving on with Vapor. So I have played Vapor and not Rosemary, so I have a bit of things to say. First off, he is slow. He has a lot of stamina and he deals a lot of damage. Surprisingly more than MX now. One of his oh yeah, forgot to say something. Uh First off, every 20 seconds Vapor creates a dark sphere in his exact location. If you use Demonic Shift, he will teleport directly where the sphere is. If he kills any player or teleport to any Spider Skull from Spider Skull summon, the sphere will be placed where he killed the player at, as well to the Spider Skull it teleported to. Any player that is near the sphere is highlighted. That explains why I kept having highlighted players on the FNAF map. Because since I was new, I didn't know what to do with Vapor. I only knew how the spider skull summon worked. That's all. Unlike other monsters, Vapor doesn't have any chase music like the Fogborn. Instead, he has jump scares that can spawn at any moment. The hallucinations, there we go, cause a survivor screen to slightly move to where it was earlier. So this can be a bit tricky during chases when there are jump scares. There can be jump scares when he's not chasing you. You can be near and there can be jump scares. Get that shit off. Has an experience with Vapor, has both a survivor and a monster. First, we'll begin as a survivor. He's pretty easy to outrun, but thanks to his abilities with Demonic Shift and Spider Skull summoning, the Spider Skull will immediately run forwards as a survivor, so this can allow Vapor to teleport to them and land a critical hit. Since he does 75 damage, which again is still more than MX now, it can be pretty hard to survive. Because in just one hit, it can just give you the broken bone status. Which I think, well, if I'm not saying bullshit, it drains stamina more. I think it's that. Has a monster experience. It was rather hard to kill players. Still managed to get him level 8 somehow, but in just 2 hits, they're gone. And like I said earlier, I did not know the use of the demonic shift, so I used it poorly. But I did like summoning spider skulls. So it was just me roaming around the map, and I don't think I ever won a game with Vapor. Or at least 1 or 2, I don't remember exactly. Because the problem is that he's slow. Unlike Rosemary, she's fast and deals less damage. As for Vapor, it's more slow and deals more damage. So I guess it's kind of rewarding if you hit someone. So I'll put him next to Rosemary because he's not good or bad, he's just neutral. Next, we move on to the Fogborn. So the Fogborn is not a monster that I have ever played. I did encounter him, and I rarely survived him. First off, 25 sprint speed, stamina 100, and 30 damage. So he deals as much damage as Rosemary. Hold on. I don't want to say bullshit, but is he the same speed than Rosemary? Hold on, let me see that. No, she's slightly faster. The Fogborn has two types of abilities. Thunder Warp. I cast Thunder Spell. That's where you sophist. Party crushers. Anyways, being serious again. The Fogborn will cast lightning down onto his current location and disappear, becoming incredibly fast. The Fogborn cannot attack while Thunder Warp is active. Regeneration of stamina and cooldown of abilities are also altered during a Thunder Warp. For about a second or so, this Fogborn will highlight of all players on the map immediately after activating Thunder Warp. With the Fogborn's recent rework, Thunder Warp can be used for an infinite amount of time, not consuming any stamina during its duration. Fogborn's movement speed during Thunder Warp was also increased, however the rework did add a considerably long ink lag to Thunder Warp. The Fogborn can now walk right after Thunder Warping, rather than being unable to move like the previous version of Warp. Ending of Thunder Warp creates an audible Thunder Strike when the Fogborn appears. So yeah, that allows him to be invisible and sneak up on players and appear suddenly and beat the shit out of them. He has another ability, which is Foggy Stare. He will whistle and stand still for about 5 seconds. If someone looks at him during this state, the Fogbones will be struck by lightning and enter a crawling state. The player that stares will be highlighted. The Fogbone's stamina usage will be reduced. It will become incredibly fast and his attack animation will change. After 9 seconds, the ability runs out. When the Foggy Stare chase is triggered, it will activate the Fogbone's passive, completely refilling the Fogbone's stamina. All players who haven't yet triggered a chase by looking at Foggy Stares will be darkened for about 3.5 seconds once the Foggy Stare chase is activated. Sorry. Darkened players will be immune to the Fogbone's attacks for the duration of the darkening. Players who triggered Foggy Stare chase during the match but not have been killed will remain highlighted with red and will not be darkened upon the beginning of a new chase. This allows the Fogbone not only to see their aura when the chase is not happening, but this also allows a highlighted player to be immediately attacked by the Fogbone after a Foggy Stare chase has been started, even if they did not trigger that particular chase. Foggy Stare chases last long enough to get several hits on players who were darkened. So darkened players should not get overconfident and assume themselves completely safe. Highlights specific player chasing players become easier. So yeah, the tactic with Fogborn is to simply stare at the floor and not look at them. This is what I always do when there is a Fogborn. Always. You guys probably already know that. The problem is with his attack, well, his base attack, uh, is not is not very fast in terms of landing it. Well, not very fast, but still rather average. Fogborn can can easily sneak up on players thanks to his Thunder Warp ability. Sure, it is heard, but it's not. You don't know where to who is heading, so you don't know if he's. Yeah, you don't know if he's going towards you or someone else, unless you hear the Thunder Warp close to you, which happened to me a lot. I don't remember the exact times, the exact number of times I survived the Fogborn. It's pretty hard. I'll tell you that. Unless you have more experience than me, of course, and save your stamina, manage to trick him. That's the thing, because directly when he appears on me, I just start running and looking at the floor. Well, I'm constantly looking at the floor, so... Anyways. I'll say... I didn't play the Fogborn, but in my eyes, he's a very good character. Now, before moving to EXE, I wanna go on Ao-Oni. Ao-Oni is rather slow, he has a lot of stamina, and deals, there we go, 40 damage. The little trick, if I can say, with Ao-Oni is, you know, excuse me, you know, the borders of the survivors, they're either green or red, depending if they're alive or not. With Ao-Oni, they're purple, so you can't tell who's dead or not, which allows Ao-Oni to shapeshift conveniently with the person he has either killed or a random person. Because I've seen people mimic me, come up to me, I turn around, I see myself, and I'm like, that's not right. Ao-Oni has, well, he's rather, well, he's not very slow on attacking. He deals 40 damage, trying to trick him by going, by going the other way, like is chasing you forward and you go backwards, it's not really advised. I tried that multiple times. I got my ass beat. Yeah, yeah. No, don't do that. Don't do like I do. Just run forward. Some our only players are very smart to use the shapeshift ability during chases because not only do you get faster, uh, but it says our Oni sprint speed will also switch to 23 when shapeshifted, the same speed as a regular survivor. When the ability ends, our Oni return to the standard amount of stamina, as well as this, our Oni stamina drain will decrease when this move is active. So you can pretty much keep up with survivors and wait for their stamina to be depleted, and then just beat their ass. That's all. That's all. The Oni visions allow highlight all living players in red, briefly darkening the map while using Oni vision. The player will regain stamina and can freely run and attack. This move has a cooldown of 12 seconds. So it's pretty useful, I can say. Uh, what else can I say? I don't really know, honestly. I can say it's a very tricky monster to go up against because you don't know who's dead. Well, only with your friends in VC and say I'm dead if you see me. That's our Oni. If I'm not wrong, with the new update with the animation packs, I don't think our Oni mimics the idle animation of the survivors too. I think it's just regular animation. I remember once I saw a guy having a specific animation. I went into grabbing the keys. I saw the same guy with a flashlight, which I think nullifies the animation. I'm not sure about it though. I'm not 100% sure about it. But I was like, that's not good. So I just ran away and I think it just started chasing other people. Uh, yeah, so I'll say our Oni is also an A because he's very tricky. He's not a character that I hate. There's only, I think, just one or two characters that I hate. Well, the other one is not really a specific character, but anywho, let's move on into my first main, EXE. Alright, first up, there we go. I don't need to explain further. First off, yes, I know I'm an EXE fan, so I like every horror, EXE, horror brew stuff. So obviously I'll put him there because, well, he's part of what I like. But that's not all. Wait, he deals 45 damage? I thought he was dealing only 40. Was there a patch or something? Anyways, also fun fact, Vapor helped me get this guy. Yeah. Alright, so for a Sonic character, he's pretty slow, but on the other hand, he's tall, so I guess it makes sense. Sprint speed 90, stamina 110, and damage 45. And I think they changed that because I believe it was 40. I'm not sure about it, so. EXE has a passive ability that's his name You Can Hide. Every 11 seconds, EXE will sniff the air, highlighting any player that is about 105 studs near EXE. Due to how brief it is, EXE needs to be quick to react when this passive is activated. So you can always hide with this guy. I didn't try to make any puns. I guarantee you. His attack is rather slow to execute, if I can say, but on the other end, it deals a good amount of damage, so it's pretty fine. First ability is too slow that allows him to charge forward with an outstretched hand. If he comes in contact with a player, we grab them for 10 damage and bite them for 40. So in total, that does 50. If you do that twice to someone, he's dead. And the little thing I like about him, Thorny Grave. You can put maximum 5 traps on the map, I think. Uh, they will be trapped and have to tap 50 times, eat 50 times to free themselves from the trap. The traps can be destroyed beforehand, before you get trapped, by just holding E near the trap. There are people will trap I highlight and you will gain a brief speed boost in order to rush to where the trap happens to be at the time. Yeah, up to 5 traps can be placed down by EXE at any time. As well as this, these traps will let players go if they are 5 HP or under. Which means you can't die from traps, only from its hits. Only from EXE's hits. The traps is pretty useful because due to EXE's low speed, it's pretty convenient to be able to trap players, so you can quickly reach to them and finish them off. There was a time I didn't use as many traps as I did before, so it was rather easy for the last survivor to survive. But I really like the passive ability of EXE. uh, the passive of EXE is really cool because I like the fact you can know where the others are. If I'm not wrong, every monster has an ability to locate all players one way or another. Like Body has some sort of tape. Oni has the Oni vision. Vapor has the portal. Rosemary has the echolocation and the scream. Springtrap has the phantom walk. Samson, I think Samsonite's domain is kind of help, and when he dances up. MX when he kills someone. Forest King when he someone's a face, I think. Whist when he's on frenzy mode. Nellicus when someone steps on his radiated puddles. And Vita Mimic with his fuck, how it's called? Animalistic instinct. There we go. Yeah. So, in short, EXE is a character I adore. I love wiping full servers with this bastard. He's level 13. He's level 30. I probably count on leveling him up more. Uh, anyways, next is Baldy. First thing to note, he does as much damage as EXE. He has infinite stamina, which means you cannot outrun him unless he hasn't killed that much people or you haven't stepped on his notebooks or something like that. And he has 74 sprint speed. Alright, so speed up. Body will slowly get faster as the round progresses. Body speed increases faster when he kills a player or with each question players answer. Either that is wrong or right. So math, place a notebook down into his current position with a distinctive If any player touches the notebook, they will get a math equation on their screen, as well as a timer. The answer the equation correctly before the time runs. The run time decreases and the player will take damage. If the player answered incorrectly or runs out of time, they take even more damage and the round's timer increases. Either way, body speed will increase regardless if the question is answered correctly. 1 second. Okay, sorry for that. I had to get the door. Where was I? Alright, so I was talking about the map. Uh, it's pretty much like EXE traps. You can just place it at certain spots to, to, it's pretty much like EXE traps, so you can place it in convenient spaces. Like, for example, when you're being chased, I think the notebook egg box is also broken, like the traps of EXE. Yeah. Second ability, anti-earring tape. Places tape player into his current position. The tape will play a loud noise, causing every player around Baldi to be highlighted in green. The noise from the tape also muffles Baldi's roll or sound, so it silences his own movement. The thing I hate about this ability is the sound it makes. Burst my ears into blood. I kid you not. I dislike that. But overall, he's a okay monster. He's a yeah. I like him. I like him. Next, we move on to my least favorite, Uncle Simpson. First off, he's slow. He has 80 stamina and 50 damage. In 2 hits, he fucks you up. What's pretty convenient with this guy is that with his dance off ability, not only does it highlight players, it also makes them dance, and so he has the advantage to give you a hit and then hit you again. And then you fucking die. Then he has two other abilities with his Sam's domain, which just grabs you and sends you to this domain. Why, I simply took him to the domain of Uncle Samsonite. So then you're put in a certain it's just RNG. You can know which door is the real one. When you use domain traversal, you say bye bye, going to kill the guy I send it to the domain, or either teleport to a random location to a random location on the map. So it's either to kill the survivor that is inside, or to either kill the survivor that is inside your domain and then go into a random location, or just teleport there to get to a random location directly. That's it. Uh, can be rather easy to outrun, I say, since it's slow. The speed is slow. A sprint speed is slow, but if you lose stamina and you get hit once, it's over. Because if you are out of stamina and that you just needs to land 2 hits and boom, it's over. Uh, for some reason it has a dance button. I mean, why not? Why not? I don't have any complaints about that. I find him annoying. He's my least favorite. But on the other hand, he does good music. He does have a good chase music. So you know what? I'll be nice. I'll put him in an A because it's very cool that he can just straight up kill you in 2 hits, and due to his um, dance ability, it allows him to stop to chase players and then make them dance. And boom, you have the advantage to land at least 1 hit. And if they are fast enough, and if you're fast enough, you can manage to run out and not get killed, which is a thing that rarely happens to me. Next, we move on to Springtrap. I think it's either Springtrap or EXE that are the most disliked. I think I've seen many people complain about the fact that Springtrap's ancient version of the ventilation error Oh, my bad. It's the old description. Okay. First off, I think I'll place him either between S and A. Uh, I know a friend that mains Springtrap. He managed to wipe out entire servers, and sometimes me included. Well, yeah. And I think he bought Niloticus too, because probably on my influence because of how overpowered he is. But we'll get to that later. First off, he deals 40 damage. He has 150 stamina, but is not very fast. But he has the ventilation error that allows him to be faster. He has the ventilation error used to drain extremely fast your stamina, and having a visible red circle can be seen showing the ventilation errors range. I don't think I've seen that before. Anyways, uh, 25 studs when close to a player. Okay, so the player will begin to hyperventilate and their stamina decrease faster. They're like extremely fast. You just don't see it running out. It just disappears like that in the snap of a finger, in the blink of an eye. But now they change it. It's a lot more like the original FNAF 3, where just uh your screen becomes black for some moments, blinding you so you don't know which way you're going. And if I'm not wrong, it makes him slightly more faster. So if you run into a corner or hit against a wall, it gives him a chance to hit you. Then we have the Phantom Step, which allows him to gain a massive speed boost to darken player's vision for 6 seconds. The monster's vision, not the player. This highlights all players in the map, as well as rapidly regenerate stamina. If a player makes contact with Springtrap during the duration of this move, Springtrap will jumpscare them. Yeah, jumpscare. It's not as sudden as Vapor, so. But anyway, giving them the fearful debuff, a debuff that lasts 70 seconds and adds 35 extra damage to any monster's left click attack. So with Springtrap, you're pretty much dead. Yeah. Uh, Springtrap will jumpscare them. Yeah, Springtrap can disable this move at any time by pressing the input again. Is that how it works? I thought it was stopping it automatically. Probably, I don't know. I'll say Springtrap is an A. No, an A, please. What are you doing over there? It can be hard to survive, but I think if they kept the old ventilation error, I would have put him in S because it can be extremely hard to survive. It's only because of the time that sometimes you win when you're alone. It happened that sometimes I was at the last second and I died because I had no longer any stamina. Ugh. But now with the new ventilation error, I feel like I can have more chances. Next, we move on to I think the character that has been the most nerfed monsters, MX. So it's a monster that I play. I'll say this: it's really satisfying when you kill someone as MX. First off, sprint speed 24, stamina 75, and damage 17. Now, for a reminder, MX, MX used to have 85 damage, referencing Mario 85, this game. Then he was nerfed and he had 80 damage. Then I think 75 and then now 17. But still, in 2 hits, you kill someone. Uh, His stamina is not really good, if I can say that. But he has two abilities that helps him catch up to multiple players. Charging demise, which you charge in a straight line, and if you run on someone, then uh, they better hope they have enough health because this thing can kill you easily. So just charge up in a straight line. If he hits a wall, he will be stunned for a little moment. Deals 9 damage per tick and drags them along with him. But on the bright side, if you're stunned after hitting a wall, you will regain a portion of stamina. Pow Hop. That allows him to jump in the air. So the the a prompt will appear on the player's screen telling them to jump now. Anybody who doesn't jump or jumps at the wrong time will get stunned and knocked to the ground. Player who jumps at the correct time will be unaffected. And watch out, if MX jumps directly on top of a player, it will deal 100 damage and instantly kill them. Yeah. Uh, I think it happened to me once. I'm not sure that I got crushed and died instantly. But I remember killing players like that. I think 4 or 3 players. What's pretty good is that if you use that and that the players are not very don't have the right timing, they won't be able to jump, and so you have the chance to fucking crush their skull. But what's important to note is when you kill someone with the on by landing on them, you don't get the highlight because it's passive bloodlust. All the players on the map are highlighted for 9 seconds. All of MX's cooldown are reset and MX stamina is completely regenerated. This is MX's only way to highlight players. MX is like, I guess, how I could say, a demolisher class or something like that. Uh, I didn't use as much charging demise as most people. The only problem with his base attack is that not only does he deal big damage, but this puts him on a bit of a stun. So if you miss, the player has a chance to escape. But sometimes you can still be tricked, so you don't damage them. I've seen a lot of people complain about MX and told him to nerf him numerous times. Numerous times. Uh, to the point that some people don't even have fun anymore playing him. Also, I remember once, I don't remember if I was grinding for Niloticus. I think it was for not Niloticus or Whist, I don't remember exactly. But it was at the time the extra game modes were released. So I think it was with Whist. Uh, we were on Strongholds. The monster was MX with the BX skin, aka the Bowser Aura Brew skin. He saw that I had a medkit, he gave me a hit. I was waiting for him to kill me. I think I was on max coins. He looked at me, I started healing, and I think I understood what he wanted. He was being nice. He was being nice. Anyways, I'll put MX on S because he's a really fun character to play with. Moving on to the Forest King. The Forest King has 20 sprint speed, 100 stamina, the same cost as MX by the way, and deals either 25 or 40 damage. Now, for those who doesn't understand that, uh, sorry, I zoned out for a second. Uh, 25 damage is the amount of damage you do when you run, and 40 is when you don't run. Uh, when sprinting, 25 damage per hit when sprinting, 40 damage per hit when not sprinting. They can keep up easily. passive again. Whenever the Force King's head touches the player, the Force King gets 50 stamina and becomes slightly faster for a short duration. When this occurs, text will pop up at the bottom of the screen saying again, and the Force King will make a screeching sound. I think I heard that a couple of times. Not sure. Uh, when sprinting, the Force could headbutt forwards, dealing 50 damage. When walking, the Force King will flare their arms outward and deal 40 damage instead. Yeah, it also has a different animation. Glitching Blitz. Pressing one, the Force King will glitch out and send similarly glitchy projectile forward. With this projectile hits a player, the player will be blinded by a glitchy static overlay on the screen. This will also slowly damage the player. You cannot kill someone with this ability. And I've noticed that because when I was the last survivor in the round and that the monster was a Force King, I just simply gave up. I just saw him use the glitchy ability on me. I just straight up, yeah, kill me. Kept using this ability. I was slowly backing away, but I wasn't trying to fully run away because I knew I had no chance. I don't think I had a medkit on me, and I didn't try to heal. Or probably I was already on max. I don't remember exactly every details, but I remember that. And we were on the body map. Anyways, uh, straight up kept spitting the glitches on me. Didn't even didn't even try to do another attack. Only a couple of minutes later. Anyways, back to the subject. Lurking Facade. When pressing 2, the Force King will summon a transparent head. It's not really transparent, but anyways. To chase players for a short duration. When the player gets near these heads, the ambience will play on the player's end, and the player will be highlighted for the Force King. Up to 5 heads can be summoned at once, with a cooldown of 7 seconds for each. So this is pretty much like a Vapor with the Spider Skull. Except he can summon 2 Spider Skulls, and Force King can summon 5 heads. Yeah. Up to 5 heads can be summoned at once with a cooldown of 7 seconds. Yeah. Upon touch, these heads confine players to a glitchy route that limits the player's movement. This route vanishes after 8.5 seconds. The convenience with this is you may be trapped, but you can still trick the monster by simply trying to trick around the tree. And after you're done, well, you could just run, run, run. I guess I can say the Force King is like a better version of Vapor. Uh, I'll say A. I'll be nice. I'll be nice. First off, before moving to Wisp, Neolithicus, and Vita Mimic, I just want to say, yeah, I don't like it. I don't like the mask. I don't even, I'm not even wasting money or anything, nor seeing any masks on the map, nor deciding to pick them up. When you do that, you join the monster side, which people are aware of. But the only inconvenience with this, not only do you deal a poor amount of damage, and you can't run. Please don't cue the Sonic.exe music. Thank you. Okay, moving on to the weird yellow smiling thing, aka Whist. He has 21 sprint speed, a stamina on 100, and 30 damage. Hold on. For starters, so 25 sprint speed, 50 stamina, and 35. You sure this is like that? I don't remember this. Anyways, it can keep up with player reasonably well and mostly relies on keeping up with players during pursuit. That's the thing with Whis. He's very good during chases, well, at keeping up with them, thanks to one of his ability, which is Frenzy, makes a loud growling noise as his body slumps down and shakes violently as it enters its frenzy mode. All players are highlighted for short duration, and Weird Yellow Smiling Thing's speed and attacks become slightly faster, with the cost being heightened stamina drain. This lasts 14 seconds with a cooldown of 35 seconds following soon after. So this deals more damage, but drains your stamina faster. His other ability, which is Gobble Bomb, is you can spit bombs, or pellets looking bombs, I guess, that deals 40 damage. If he is on Frenzy that he uses ability, he can spit 3 bombs, which is pretty nice. Now, as I heard a few people say, and I agree with them, I do not recommend using this ability during chases. Because after that, it's hard to keep up with the persons. So, yeah. Mostly use that in small rooms, or I guess in ambushes, or something like that. So you can blow up their ass. Or if you can use that as a different way of execution instead of the normal one, because with execution is quite long, so it takes time. It takes a bit of time to go back to chase after that. So if you want to be strategic, you can always use the gobble bomb to kill someone, and don't use the regular damage to them. So your choice. Either you kill someone by exploding their face off, or just by eating their face off. Well, see, just by the animation, it shows that it's quite a bit slow. He's a monster I like, I'll admit. I don't play him as often as MX and as EXE and Niloticus, but he's still a fun monster. By I managed to wipe full servers several times. I'm proud of that, but I don't think that happened often. Unless I'm being extremely strategic. Now, we move on to Niloticus. Before I say anything, he's my favorite. Niloticus is my favorite monster. First off, he has sprint speed of 29. I didn't remember it was 29. But anyways, a low stamina of 30 and 20 damage. Some people may think, why is it your favorite if it's so slow? Well, it's not slow, my bad. If he's so fast but deals low damages. The thing with Niloticus is that he has two abilities. One is Godly Leap, which deals 55 damage. Launch stalwarts, grab any survivor in front of them, and bite them. The second is Irradiated Mist. He throws up a puddle of mist, of radiation, I guess. And if people walk on it, it highlights them and inflicts the radiant status. Their debuff also adds 25 damage to any Niloticus attack. So this go do 55 damage with that. And with the Godly Leap, 25 plus 25. Wait, hold on. Yeah, 55. And it's been a while since I've done maps. Hold on, this is. Wait, no. 45 for the regular. My bad. I'm bad at math today. And 50 for the Godly Leap if he falls into a puddle. What's important to note is the puddle gives a bit more time to the timer. So if you want to keep up with a survivor, you can always, well, not keep up, but extend the timer, make the round longer, just spam the puddles. And it's important to do that in corners or anything, or stuff like that. And I got a note something about Niloticus. Where is it? There he is. This skin is the best Niloticus skin. I play with this skin, and I love it. I just love it. I used to play with the Arc skin, like that, but now I play with this one. Niloticus is my favorite. End of story. And now we move on with currently the last monster that has been released, the Mimic, also known in game as the Vita Mimic. So first off, he has 21 sprint speed, a stamina of 105, and damage, the lowest 15 and highest 30. Do you like stealth monsters that like to surprise people from the corners and you don't expect them at all? If you do, then Fogborn and Venomimic are your best choice. Even if I say Fogborn is not as stealth as Venomimic. First off, he has two abilities. Number one is Animalistic Instinct, my bad. The Mimic stalls while making a low humming noise and highlight players in your line of sight or winning 58 studs. Hitting someone who is highlighted deals bleed to them. Uh, the bleed debuff, if I'm not saying anything wrong, stacking bleed and bonus damage leading you to get the bleed debuff deals more damage, I think. I'm not sure about that. What I know is that you know where they are, and they're bleeding, so you can follow them, and they slowly lose health. I'm gonna put him in S, even though I'm not finished yet. Elder Ascension makes you transparent and completely mute your idle sounds, and you will also run faster. When an M1 lands on a player on the meter depletes, you will no longer be in this form. So that's quite strategic to sneak up on people, which is what it's made for. The good thing is that it also makes you faster and depletes your stamina less. So either you want to be completely stealth and constantly use this ability, or just not using it at all. Pretty sure some people haven't used it yet. I only went against him uh, 2 or 3 times and I haven't survived. The only times I think you can survive with Vita Mimic is if you're rather in a group, I say, because if you're alone, it deals more damage to you. And also, what's fun is the more kills you get, the more the damage increase. You also deal 20 extra damage to the target that is alone. However, your vision gets darker. I haven't had this problem. It said your vision will get darker, but I don't remember having my vision darker. All I remember is seeing a guy with black clothes on him, so in the dark it was hard to see him. But anyways, also gotta mention the skin for Vitamimic too. I used the Grotesque skin. It is pretty cool, I'll admit. At first, I wasn't very interested in Vita Mimic, but when I saw the gameplays, I was like, tempting, and it did not disappoint me. It did not disappoint me. So for now, that's the tier list of all the monsters that we have so far in the game. The next one we know is Fuwati. I don't think we have anything about his attacks and stuff. Charge, dash, and Fuwati vision. Oh wait, hold on. We have things. Oh, charging dash. Bring forwards extremely fast until a wall or player is hit. When hitting a player, it will do extreme damage to them. If a wall is hit, Fuwati will splat against it. This does more than. This does more than 82 damage, but it is not specified. Huh? Wait, hold on. That you mean? Damn. Okay. Oh, this is gonna be fun to go against. I can already feel. For what vision highlights all players on the map for medium duration and regenerates stamina. So a bit like the Oni vision. Only things we know about Fuwati, well, that I know, Fuwati will be the smallest monster in this game when it is released. When Fuwati released, it will last the longest intro duration out of all monsters. This was shown in Fleepop's recent Pillar Chase 2 testing server videos at approximately 11 minutes and 32 seconds. Damn. Uh, Once released, Fuwati will have two special interactions as Double Trouble. These are the followings. Fuwati and Ao Oni. Ao Oni will be able to pick up Fuwati and use him as a projectile. So as seen in these two gifs, have the old he, then just yeet him against a wall or player. And the other thing that is Fuwati's, I guess, uh, ability with other Fuwatis, Fuwati and Fuwati. Both Fuwatis will be able to merge into a larger Fuwati, which one player controls and the other spectates. This merged Fuwati will also be able to do massive damage. So I believe if we use Charger Dash, that means it will do. It says it does more than 82 damage, but it's not specified. So like 90 damage or something? So if he's merge, they are merge. This instantly kills you. We don't know passive. Killing a player makes Fuwati run extremely fast for 1 second. Oh, catching up to players. Okay, I haven't read that. We don't know how much damage it does from the base attack. I guess not too much, so he has to rely on the charger dash at Fuwati vision. I don't know. Probably gonna get as much speed as Ao Oni or close to that. I don't know. I really don't know. But that's all we know about Fuwati. And that he will have Among Us skin. Yeah. That's pretty much all we know. There's Inkfill and Sonic.exe that has revealed abilities. But for the rest, we don't even know. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Uh, I guess I'll come back to this once once the update is released, or that more update is released. I guess I'll do another part. By still sticking with the same tier list. I'll just put this in my favorite, so I don't lose it. Anyways, this was the current tier list. So accept another part when more monsters released. And see you next time. Bye.